This is interesting as well. Tom Pelissero tweets, the Saints are interviewing Joe Woods for the defensive coordinator position with the New Orleans Saints. Woods was on Dennis Allen's staff with the Raiders back in 2014. So, again, it didn't work out here. Joe Woods always seemed like a decent guy. For whatever reason, it just didn't work out here. So it's good that he's still thought of in the defensive coordinator realm.
Yeah, I mean, this could be one of those situations where it's like I'm doing him a solid by making sure that there's some value there. So maybe he doesn't get the defensive coordinator job, but he does get like an assistant DB coach or passing game coordinating job. He's a NFL level coach. Like most people who have had him like him. It's just as a coordinator, he just didn't have the success that he needed to maintain that. I'd be surprised if somebody hires him to be the coordinator, but I wouldn't be surprised if he stuck around. I mean, Freddie Kitchens got a job somewhere in the NFL, right? Like he's still out there. Well, I think he's not anymore, but he was after that whole 2019 debacle. So I think there's still some value in Joe Woods as a coach. I don't think he's not a good coach. He's just not a good coordinator.
When you look and hear what Jim Schwartz has said, they're going to have a defensive scheme that is simple enough that a high school coach can draw it up. And you hear what some of the people were saying about Joe Woods' defense. Did they just try to do too much? Was there too many? Did you need a decoder ring to figure out what you were supposed to be doing in what Joe Woods' defense wanted to be?
Yeah, I don't know the specific details of why that thing broke down. I wasn't in the room. But what I can tell you from what I've watched is it looked like they had an issue understanding what it was that they were supposed to do on enough plays to where it became a massive problem for this team. Whether that's because it was too complicated or whether it was because the chain of communications weren't clear, something was going on that these guys on a consistent basis struggled to figure out, what am I supposed to do on almost every play, it felt like, but like almost every other drive. It felt like there was a moment where that happened. Maybe it was the more complicated play calls. Maybe it was the play call itself, right? Hugh Jackson is somebody who had like a famously overly convoluted play call system, right? It could have just been that, where the play call system was just funky, and that caused a lot of problems. And maybe you're even just trying to call in basic plays, and it's getting ruined because the play call, the mechanism, the code that you use to call in the play is just faulty. So maybe it's that. I would be horrified if it was that, because honestly, like that couldn't get fixed. We couldn't fix that. But there are a number of reasons why that could happen. Complexity can be one of them. Communication can be another one of them. But there's a lot of reasons why there can be confusion there. And that's all I know, is that there was confusion at every level on this defense.
I agree with you wholeheartedly. That's kind of what I was getting at. It, for whatever reason, all 11 guys were not understanding what they were supposed to be doing pretty regularly, and that's never a good thing.